Hey guys, I'm Marky and this is Kindred Guidance. Welcome to today's video. It's going to be a pick a card reading on what's holding you back. So choose either pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. Pause the video if you need to. And let's get into it. Okay, so for those of you who chose pile number 1, let's get started. So in terms of what's holding you back, the first card is the shadow card in terms of color and aura, and we have cobalt blue. So some of the keywords: alien, anti-earth, destructive. There's this feeling of being at odds with yourself, not feeling grounded enough, feeling disconnected, possibly. What I'm getting from this is you might be engaging in self-destructive behaviors, pent up emotions. When it comes to cobalt blue, I get feeling like when it comes to processing emotions, it just, that feeling of like a pit in your stomach, and without it like fully like processing, it just gets stuck and lodged. And yeah, I just feel like there needs to be a feeling of release for you to fully express your emotions and feel more grounded and connected with others in any way that you can. So communicating, telling people how you feel, these are the things that are holding you back, is when you don't fully express yourself. Now we have 7 of Pentacles, the Tower, and 9 of Cups. So imagery wise, we see one person sewing, laying down her seeds, and, well, reaping what you sow. Sorry, that did not make any sense. And 9 of Cups, which is someone whose head's in the clouds, and it's having emotional fulfillment, but it's not 100% at like 10 of Cups. And it shows this person who's kind of dreaming, like you have all these things around you, but you're still looking out into the distance. And then right smack in the middle is the Tower card. So I feel like, you've been working hard. Like you've been trying to keep things going. You're working really hard in areas of your life, and I can see that. Like you're trying, you're working, you're getting down and dirty, nitty gritty, the hard work. And it kind of feels like on the surface level, it feels like you should be happy. Like there's so much things that are good that's happening. Or maybe it's like, oh well, at least it's not like 2017, like insert a bad year that you've had in the past. Like, right now it's not even that bad. But there's this feeling of, hey, I'm losing grip. Like something, whatever area that you've kind of asked yourself, like, what's holding you back, there's ultimately at the root of it is this feeling of not feeling stable enough, or not having a foundation, like something, feeling uneasy, like the rug can be like pulled from underneath at any moment. And maybe when you feel like that uneasiness, it could stem from things always changing around this time of your life and transitions. And it really makes you feel really disconnected from yourself and who you were before and previous identities. And what needs to happen is just like really being in the present moment and being really in your body and with your emotions, feeling everything. Yeah, I think there needs to be this realization of who you are now in order for you to move forward and rebuild with the proper things to keep you feeling grounded and having that, being just self-assured in your life, that you're not looking at things that are going wrong, like all the tiny things, and again, self-destructive habits or behaviors. It doesn't even have to be anything major. Like, it could just really be cognitive dissonance. So saying one thing and then doing another. Like, we do it all the time. Oh, I want to lose 5 pounds, but I'm going to start Monday. Like, no, that's, or like you eat like fast food. Like, that's completely counter to what you're telling yourself. And that's self-destructive, because essentially it's almost like your mind saying one thing and then your heart saying another, and they have to be aligned. And in order for you to do what you actually say, and yeah, here we have life purpose. The purpose of your life is to serve in a way that brings great joy to yourself and others. Don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus upon serving a purpose, and then your purpose will serve you. So a lot of you might be feeling really lost and that tower moment and feeling disconnected. Like, these are all like kind of telling a story, and surrender to play. It's almost like you're taking yourself like way too seriously and life so seriously, to the point it's like it has to look a certain way. And right here is a reminder, is like, surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So whenever you're feeling like not grounded, the tip here is to do little things that add joy to your life, whether it's going for a walk, listening to your favorite music, or watching your favorite movie. And these things will slowly add confidence back into your life, which is really going to help guide you out of this, is really building that self-confidence. And what's holding you back is when you're not confident in yourself or you're insecure about something, you start to doubt everything else in your life. And, that's not right. It's like a ripple effect. Like, it affects all areas of your life. So if you ever get the feeling like you need something like external validation to help reflect back onto you that you're at a good place, you're doing okay, it's like, no, like, that just means that you have to focus so much more on yourself, self-love, and building that confidence where you're not asking your friends or family, like, I don't know, what do you think? Like, no, what do you think? Like, you yourself think, because that's the only opinion that really matters right now. So for the moon cards, we have take time, breathe out, and you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. So again, there's like this emotional feeling of enlightenment that's happening right now, where your emotions are being brought up, stirred up, and this new feeling of being more open with yourself and others, and taking time out to breathe. So taking time to process those emotions, whether it's journaling or anything creative, like having an outlet of some sort. And again, it's just like there's just like a lot of emotions that are like lingering that you've been holding on to, and that needs to open up with the new moon in Cancer. Oh wait, two more cards. We have the resting tree and the eyes of beauty. So this one says patience, stillness. Again, this reiterates the same thing here. It's like take time to breathe out, like take it slow and easy, be patient with yourself. And the eyes of beauty, positive expectations, clarity. I think, yeah, it's really confusing right now for you, but being positive, having the proper expectations, like you're not a pessimist, you're not an optimist, like overtly an optimist. It's just, you can have like realistic expectations of yourself that are positive and see things for what they really are without rose-colored glasses, without a taint of bitterness or negativity, just seeing things through a human lens. And yeah, getting up, having the strength to move forward and not let things hold you back. Because really, what I'm getting from this is the only person holding you back is yourself. And I know that's not what you want to hear. I mean, the Tower card is kind of like things happening to you, but to a certain extent, it's kind of how you react to a situation that you have the most control in, and emotionally as well, being able to control your emotions. And that's something that will help everything else align and fit together with the life purpose card. So I'm hoping that resonated. Definitely be easy on yourself, take some time, and the more you focus on yourself, the more that you're not going to feel held back anymore. Hi, so if you guys picked pile number 2, let's get started. So for your shadow color aura card, it's cyan. And yeah, compulsive, busybody, excuses, micromanaging, unfinished. There's definitely this feeling of constantly being on the fast lane of life, moving so fast, it almost feels like it's this constant game of catch up. Like your emotions aren't catching up with your physical body. Like life is going at such a rapid pace for you that you haven't dealt with a lot of emotions. And there's decisions that are being made that are unresolved and unfinished. And a part of you might feel compulsive to the point where you just feel like you have to make a decision for the sake of it. And it's rash, impulsive, but it's not the resolution or solution that you're necessarily looking for. I think that with the Knight of Cups, you showing up as the Knight of Cups, it shows someone who chooses to make decisions from a more heart-based place. So with whatever thing that's holding you back and it's an important decision, if you're stuck on like, oh, my mind's telling me one thing, but my heart says another, I really do feel like the final decision lays where your heart lies. And you also show up as the Princess of Wands. So, wanting to move forward, but it almost feels like you're keeping things to yourself. Like the cups held very close to the chest. And same as the wand. Like, you're holding on to something with your dear, like, goddamn life. Like, whew, like holding very tightly. And what's holding you back is really just holding on to a person, a place, or a thing, and not letting any ounce of that like let go. Like, a part of you is micromanaging things to have a certain or set outcome, and to a certain extent it's like you can't control everything. You just have to do what feels right. We have assertiveness, surrender, stubbornness, and surrender to inner peace. So, for some of you, this may be relationship based, but assertiveness, the situation can be healed gently and with love as you've requested, yet there is also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. We will stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving you strength and guiding your words. Again, it feels like holding back, choosing to hold back out of the sake of other people. It could be also like being stubborn, not wanting to be the person to make the first move or address certain harsh realities or truths. But yeah, I definitely feel like what's holding you back is not fully expressing yourself and how you're feeling at any given moment. You might be too stubborn to like setting your ways that you don't want to disrupt any like start conflict even. And as a result, like, you might be the type of person to be very sensitive to like any tension. Well, especially like right now, like maybe that isn't you, but right now in this period of your life, you are sensitive. So you really just don't want to cause any imbalances, start arguments, or you just want to keep fighting. And it says surrender to inner peace. So again, having that reassurance that this is not really for like to start a war or anything like that, but it's to be assertive of how you're feeling and communicating that in a proper way and having that inner peace for yourself, like doing it really for yourself and not for anyone else. Because regardless, if you express yourself in the proper way, you know, just like, hey, you know, this is how I'm feeling, and someone comes at you very harshly, it's like that says more about them than you. Like, really, the end result is for you to express yourself and you gain a sense of inner peace knowing that you've tried, you've set that boundary, etc. We have guarded and protected. So yeah, you're stubborn when it comes to maybe opening up and fully expressing yourself. Like, it's really just like a defense mechanism at this point to protect yourself. Like, again, these are like constantly saying like doing things in a tactful, graceful way. Maybe in the past you've had an issue with snapping or temper or jumping to conclusions, like situations going from 0 to 100 really quickly, and it's not necessarily 100% you, but it's like a 50-50 thing. But with the people around you, I think that you're kind of getting things very, like, reacting to things very defensively. We see someone with a sword right here. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's just a lot of like blockages, like blocked energy that's holding you back. And the solution to that really is just making decisions, you know, regardless if a person doesn't like it, it's like your choice. It's for you, not for anyone else. So that indecision, when we have Two of Cups, that's gonna happen soon. With the conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. Like you're gaining you're having a realization of like, hey, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Another reiteration that communication is really key here. And the last card is partnership, romance, the sacred union. So definitely it's like 100% like there's another person involved within all this. There's someone really important to you and you're in your inner circle that you really need to be more assertive with, have firmer boundaries, make a decision, and doing it from a place that feels right to you, not what other people have to say. And letting go of ego, because when it comes to a sacred union, in order to keep a relationship alive, or any relationship like friendship, you need to let go of that stubbornness and that ego and those walls. Like they need to like come crumbling down in order for there to be a balance, like reciprocity, an equilibrium. So yeah, definitely communicate. And I hope that resonated for you guys. So we're gonna move on. Hey, pile number 3, let's get into it. So you actually got 2 cards. The other 2 piles didn't for the aura color check. And you got Merlot and Deep Teal. So some of the words here is loner, avoidance, addict, abuser. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you're like these things, or like it literally could just be like you feel lonelier than usual, avoiding situations, and abusing certain things and vices, like whether that's smoking too much pot, cigarettes, alcohol, substances, or even emotionally eating. And also we have Deep Teal, so temporary match, karmic lesson, false twin. There could be some imbalances for some of you when it comes to relationships, and like maybe you're talking to someone and it's just like not fully going the distance, and it's not where you want it to be at, and that's kind of holding you back because you're learning a lot of karmic lessons when it comes to your relationships right now. So that's being tested, and there's this reminder of like deep trials from a soul level that you have to overcome, like patterns that you have to overcome. And there's this dichotomy of like being alone and having a false twin. Like, do you see that? Like, would you rather be alone or be with someone who doesn't make you happy? But you look at alone as being lonely, and that's where you're getting it all wrong for some of you. Like, you can be alone and happy and not feel lonely. And I think that scares a lot of people. So, again, this is a general reading. So you come up as the Emperor, Ace of Cups, and Five of Wands. So, yeah, what's holding you back is, again, possibly that whole scenario of feeling alone, not having good company around you. Five of Wands, which is conflict with other people. Like, basically just not fully seeing eye to eye or having that energy balance between the people around you. And, you know, you show up as the Emperor, someone who's very, very, like, knows what you want. So, to me, what that says is, like, compromising, like, being complacent, like, also being very, like, wanting to be in control of a lot of things. And to a certain extent, I feel like when it comes to ego and exerting that, it feels like it's always just like overpowering everybody else. Like, I don't know how to make that sound any way that sounds better than that, but it really just feels like your energy at this point is like overpowering a lot of people right now, which is causing conflicts. And Ace of Pentacles. So there's this feeling of like a new change in your life that's kind of emerging. Like, you're really focusing on yourself, and you really want to be in control, whether that's in career or things that you've been working on, any projects, anything money, financially related, or even at home. And yeah, I just feel like there's this overall feeling of needing to be right. I really don't. I need to see like more cards, but so there is a change in direction. The changes you've been experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected more and in the future. Protected now and in the future. So follow your path to the happy outcomes you desire and joy. So joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible levels. So for some of you, if you're single, I just feel like you might be trapped in this loop of, it's not even that like maybe the relationship isn't necessarily like toxic, but the situation is. And it comes to the point where this control, like this need for control and not having it in certain parts of your life, that's kind of holding you back. It's not like you might be in control in like one area of your life. Like you have like one thing that's like, hey, at least I have this. Like I have like a great group of friends. But when it comes to relationships, it's like, oof, you know, like it never just is as easy flowing as I want it to be. And I think in whatever area of your life that you feel like you're struggling in, there's a change in direction. And there's this reminder between like the current moment and the future. And whether you're the type of person to like really put so much emphasis on like the future that it's giving you anxiety, it's saying like chill out, be in the present moment, and for the future be open and willing that future that you dream of and want is eventually gonna reach you. Like it'll happen one day, but you can't be so stuck in the things in a place of lack or fear, because that's ultimately that's ultimately making you lose the game, essentially. Like, you can be in control theoretically and make all the moves and predict and analyze the situation to a T, but in the chess game, it's like, when it comes to life, it's not a game like that. You can't micromanage every detail, every person that comes in your way. Like, some things you just have to let happen naturally, and I think that's a reminder with the Ace of Pentacles. Let things happen at the given time it's supposed to happen. Prayer will help this situation. So again, positive thinking, wishful thinking, setting your intention. Keep your eyes on your targeted intention. So whenever you feel like you're being held back, it's a reminder for you to just, again, focus on your intention and willingness to manifest the future and the things that you want in life. You want a wife and kids, you want a husband and kids, that can happen. But if every single time that like something goes wrong, like whether it's a relationship and you're single again and you're just like, it's never gonna happen for me, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it will happen. It can happen. Just surrender to what is. Surrender to the present moment. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is, will bring you peace. So accepting things for the way they look now. If you're single, or if you don't have the job that you want, etc. Like, these things that we put so much emphasis on, it's like, surrender to the situation, accept it. Like, okay, I'm single, and what I'm going to do about it? I'm not going to complain about being single and I'm going to be single forever. Oh my god. Like, these thought patterns that come up, stop it, shut it. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm open to whatever happens next. But right now, I'm going to choose to be happy. We have be happy on my own, all that. Adjustments are required. So these are the moon cards. And a time to give rather than take. So that's where I'm getting like ego. These things of like ego, like when it comes to like even fear, it can be ego based. Like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not where I want to be in my life. Like, these are all ego. And I think there just needs to be more giving at this point. Like, what can you give to others? What can you give of yourself to others, rather than always looking like life is a game and you need to like get someone's pawn, put that person in checkmate, like have things for the taking. Like, I think when you try so hard for whatever that is, like career or a relationship, like I want that person, it's all like, it's coming from a place of like, I need that, I need to take it, I want it, I got it attitude. And that works for some people, but for you guys, it's all about, what can I give to others? And that will attract certain things. Like career, like what can I give? What's, like, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, and you're like, what's lacking in the system in this particular industry that I can give myself to? And that's where like a whole freaking company grows. Like, hello, Facebook. Like, there was a lack of social media. They stepped in, blew up. The last card is the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. Yeah, you can't fake this. This is whenever you get anxious or anxiety about the future, you have to come from a place of gratitude and being grateful for the present moment. Selflessness, giving yourself to others without expecting a lot in return. Not necessarily lowering your expectations and like in relationships and like having like low standards. Like, no, 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 no. It's about just generally giving yourself to others and being there for others with the right intentions and just being a source of joy for people. And eventually you will attract the things that you desire. And conscious action, humility, being humble, doing things from a place of connecting and giving, and you won't feel alone anymore. You won't avoid your emotions anymore because you're confronting them and transmuting them. That's essential. Transmuting those negative emotions into positive. And that's not easy to do. That takes practice, but taking every step every day to do so will help you immensely. And yeah, being there for others, I really ultimately, it's like the more that you put your energy towards helping others, the more it reflects back on you and helps you realize things about yourself. And that's the overall thing that I feel like is holding you back, is like, yeah, focusing on yourself is great, but focusing on others in some ways, like in a chironic manner, can help heal you. When you heal other people, you're really just healing a part of yourself. Like whether you're like the therapist friend that always gives great advice, it's like, you know, hey, I need to take that. I need to take my own advice. It's like that kind of thing. And hopefully that helps and resonates. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.